Hey guys, happy, blessed Tuesday. How's everybody doing? I am so excited to be here with you all. So, this is part two of, I don't even have a name for the series, but I had done a poll, I think about a week ago, just asking everyone what topic I should discuss that particular night. And I gave three options, and my friend and fellow Brownie and Girl Scout, shout out to Lisa Mangum, said, "Hey, why don't you do all three?" So tonight is part two, and the webinar for tonight is called Urgent Course Launch, a Step-by-Step Guide. And so I want you to stay tuned. But before we get started, I just would love to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Patrice Carter, and I'm the president and CEO of Breakpoint Coaching Collective LLC in partnership with the love of my life. And through our company, I'm a digital course creation mentor to service based entrepreneurs such as coaches, speakers, authors, and executives who are ready to package their expertise into profitable digital courses. And we do that with a done for you model and a done with you model. But also, I'm excited tonight to share that we have recently launched two new services, count them two. And one is that we offer course audits. So I have several clients who have already written their own courses. They know how to write curriculum, but they wanted me to take a look at their courses and give it some quality control and some QC and let them know what they could do to make it better, or if it was ready to go and hot off the press. So I did that, and I loved doing that. And then also, I recently had a request to ghostwrite a course for a client. So we also now offer ghostwriting course creation. So I will write your course for you and give you a profitable, ready to go course that you can launch and upload to your platform when you're ready. So, guys, I'm excited again about tonight's topic. But even before that, tell me who's here with me, who's joining me tonight, where are you from? Are you a coach? Are you a speaker? Are you an author? Are you an executive? And or have you already begun producing and curating your digital course? Let me know. And last week I had the question, are you overthinking it? And that really still applies tonight, because sometimes I think we can overthink it. So what I want to show you tonight is that you can actually launch a course pretty quickly. And I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. So please let me know who's here. And if you're watching in the replay, just put hashtag replay. So what are you going to need? So tonight, what you'll need is the same thing you need every time we come together. And that is, you want to pull out your notes about your course if you have them. If not, just a blank piece of paper and a journal, a pen. You can ask lots of questions. I'm an open book. And I want to say right off the bat, I would love for us to work together. So if you would like for me to build your course, me and my husband to build your course with you or for you, I'm totally open to do that. We'd love to have a conversation. So I also want to give a shout out and acknowledgement to my husband and my love, Dalton Carter, who is an incredible partner. We together co-own Breakpoint Coaching Collective. So we work together to create beautiful courses for our clients that convert, meaning they make money. All right, so let's get into it. So tonight is an urgent course launch, a step-by-step guide. And the introduction, I just want to share with you that tonight is birthed out of this need for someone who wants to launch a course, but they have a tight timeline and they don't want to compromise on quality. So as you're coming into that, I want to share that I actually gave you guys, I provided or created this afternoon, hot off the press, a free checklist. So I gave a free download. It's called How to Get Your Course Up and Running. It's a free checklist. And if you go to my Facebook page, you will be able to download it, or my LinkedIn page, depending on where you're coming from, or on YouTube. So you can go out and download your free checklist, and you can either use that tonight as we're working, or you can download it after and get to work. So that is what we're doing. Hey, Jamila, so proud of you. I was just watching your latest video. You are rocking out. So I'm so proud of you. All right, so tonight what I would like to do just briefly is guide you through the essential steps to get your course up and running quickly and effectively while maintaining quality. So this is actually going to be a pretty short live, because this is very to the point. Hi, Apostle Norma Neal, good to see you. Blessings to you. So let's get right into it. Step one, the first thing you need to do is define your course objectives. And this should take you about 1 hour. I say 1 hour because I believe that many of us, again, those that are just kind of ready, already know what we want to do or want to craft our course around. And so your task here is to clearly outline what students will achieve by the end of the course. So just take some time to think through that. And then this will help guide all your content and it will structure your decisions as you're continuing. And at the end, the outcome is that you should have a list of 3 to 5 course objectives. Of course, your very, 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 very first step will be what will you name your course and what will the topic of it be. But once you've identified that course description, you definitely want to go right into objectives. All right, the next thing you want to do, and we've talked about this before, is identify your audience. So I think it's very important because I believe that I've had recently a lot of beginning course creators, a lot of beginner course creators that have been coming on the live. So this particular series is more geared towards the beginner or the person who's just starting or has a course but they haven't launched it and they have some questions. And so I will continue to drill this home that you need to, I feel, identify your audience. And by niching that down, I think it's very important. And if you don't want to niche it down, at least be very clear on who it is so that as you're marketing, as you're speaking, as you're just going out and you're talking about the course and you're selling it, that you're able to actually identify and speak to your audience and that they hear the messaging and they know that you're for them and they're for you. All right, so your people will know you and hear you, and that should take you about an hour. So what you want to do there, your tasks, so these are going to be mini tasks, is that you want to define again who the course is for, understanding your audience's needs and pain points. And I believe that that is crucial for creating a relevant outcome. And so we hear this often. I believe it's not the first time, but you want to think about what is the problem that your client has, what problem do you solve, and what problem do they have, and what solution do you bring. So what is their pain point? Is it that they're not, depending on your what's from your focus. So what is their pain point? So I think about my clients. I know that my clients are coaches, speakers, authors, or C-suite executives who have been in the vineyard toiling. They've been the one doing the work. They wear all the hats in the business, but they have tons of expertise and they really are at the point where they're ready to scale and let that expertise start making money for them. And they want to do it in a way that's passive, meaning they don't have to be the one pulling all the bells and whistles and making the widgets, but they want to put this on some form of autopilot or in an automated sense so that it's making money while they sleep, it's making money behind the scenes, and it's growing wealth and leaving a legacy. And they can do it without having to put too much thought into it once they've got it up and running. So I believe that I'm for that person that is scaling up and they have that desire. Also, my client is someone who may or may not be tech savvy. So maybe this is for the entrepreneur who's a service-based entrepreneur that falls within those categories, but they don't have the technological savvy to do what needs to be done. And that is where I come in. That's where me and Dalton come in. And or they do know how to build a course. They do know how to write a curriculum, but they don't have time and they don't have the desire, and they recognize that it's better to have an expert do this for you, or the person that actually has the time or specializes in that to do that for you, and they're ready to invest in that service. I also know that I predominantly serve women, and I know that my audience is anywhere from, I would say, 30 to 60, maybe a little over that and maybe a little under that, but on average, and that they live in North Carolina. So just think about your people. And I believe that we are our people. So if you're someone who struggles to identify your audience, just think about what is it that you possess. Think about who you are as a person. What are some of your pain points? What are some of the things that you've struggled through and that you have overcome and that you've solved, and you're able to teach someone else how to do that? So that is how you begin to craft a persona. You also want to think about, where do they live? How much money do they spend on these types of services? What would inspire them to invest in your services? Do you know some people that are actually your dream client that you can reach out and poll and say, hey, I'm building this course. You're actually my ideal client. I wonder if I could pick your brain up and invite you to a virtual coffee. I did that. And that was so helpful. I picked 5 dream clients and I asked them tons of questions based on, I think I've shared this before, based on a questionnaire that my coach gave us to complete. And it really helped me to hone in on who I feel I'm called to serve and help. And I continue to refine that. All right. So the outcome, and once you finish this assignment, which is step 2, is you should have a brief audience persona that you can begin to build around and speak to. So also you want to know, where do they hang out? Where do they hang out on social media? Where do they network? Where can you meet them? And that will begin to help you to start to craft marketing and materials and network with them in such a way that you're actually speaking their language in a way that is very authentic to you and them. All right, so step 4, did I get ahead of myself? Step 3, forgive me, is that you want to outline your course content. This should take you to, I would say, 2 to 5 hours over a process of time, depending on how big your course is. It's 2 hours if you just have a smaller course, but it could take up to 2 to 5 hours depending on how detailed you intend to get. So I know Jamila is a natural hair educator. I was talking to another actual stylist, and she wanted to do continuing education courses and to have other stylists come to her for continuing education, and she wanted to build a course and actually do um, educational videos and techniques. And so that said, yes, Texture Ink, guys. So if you need your natural hair done and you want to understand how to do it, Jamila is your girl. Also, if you are a beauty boss and someone who wants to begin making 6 figures, then Jamila is your girl. So reach out, connect here in the comments. But that said, the woman that I'm speaking to, a different stylist, she wanted to take time to show specific detailed videos of how to use certain products and things that were very technical and advanced. So when she starts to create her course, that's going to take a little bit longer. So again, it depends on what you're teaching. So your task in step 3 is to break down your course into modules or sections. It's essentially just like making an outline like we did back in the day in high school, which I just remember just hating doing outlines. I hated it, but it was so much better when you started writing because now you had an actual flow. So awesome. I love it. Thanks for sharing that, Jamila. Jam Jam, that's going to be your new nickname. And so that said, for each module, you want to list the key topics or lessons. All right. And I can tell you more about that. If you have questions, feel free to ask. We can talk about it. And then your outcome, what you're going to leave with is a detailed course outline with 5 to 10 modules, each with a brief description. And the reason that you're building this and doing it this way is because when you get ready to input it into your course platform, you're just going to be copying and pasting. So you may be like me. I love writing things by hand, but also I encourage you that once you've gotten those notes written, if you are someone who likes to write or hand jam, put it into a Word document or into Pages if you're on a Mac. And so that way you can copy and paste, or into a Google Drive. All right. So step 4, this should take you about 1 day. And this task is where you focus on recording or writing your core lessons, and you want to do that first. So you want to use a mix of video, audio, and text, depending on what you can produce quickly and what suits your audience. So I think it's very important that you know the learning style of your audience and how they like and love to engage with content. So I think Jamila was one of the first clients I had that shared with me about beauty professionals. They don't want to spend all day looking at videos. That you need to get, have targeted, specific information that just moves quickly and it's right straight to the point. Whereas I have another client who's a brand consultant. Shout out to Tisha Waddell of Rarity Creative Co. And she gives more detailed instruction because she's actually taking someone step by step and teaching them how to do a specific thing, how to create a brand from scratch. So it just depends on what your clients want. So when you start thinking about your target audience, going back to number 2, identifying your audience, you need to also identify how they learn and how they like to interact with engagement and with information, and how they receive information. What is their, again, learning style? What is their capacity? Meaning how much information can they take before they start to just burn out or zone out? And so we all have that capacity that we need to think about. All right, so the outcome here is that you have core content for each module, and now you're ready to upload. All right, so step 5, and I have a video on this on my YouTube channel. So I will put my YouTube channel in the comments, but I have I have a content video that talks about which particular course platform you should consider. Now, I specifically love Teachable. but I'm actually working with an agency platform right now that I'm hoping to launch, if not this year, beginning of next year, Q4 or Q1 of 2025. And that said, I have worked with and built courses for clients on Kajabi, Thinkific, Podia, Teachable, and am learning this new platform. And so all the platforms, in my opinion, are very similar. Some are more robust than others, meaning they have more features, but they predominantly all have a landing page. They all offer some type of course platform. Some offer coaching. So if you're a coach, that is something to consider. Many of them offer a membership site or section or community section where people can hang out. Many of them offer a digital download section. So you are able to monetize in multiple ways on one platform, depending on which one you choose. And I believe Kajabi offers podcasting. So that is something to think about. So you want to choose a platform that allows a quick setup and easy content upload. So they give examples: Teachable, Thinkific, and Kajabi. I tend to think that Kajabi is a little more robust, more technical, if you will, but that's just my personality. That's my learning style. Whereas I think Teachable, Thinkific, Podia are very easy. That's so you guys tell me what you think, those of you that have experience. So yeah, Jamila said, boy, you have to come out the door swinging with Kajabi. It's true because it's a higher price out of all of them. I believe it's $199. But the good thing about that is you get to keep all of your money. So depending on the course platform that you choose, you're going to pay a monthly membership. So you have to equate for the monthly membership, and they're going to keep a percentage of sales, similar to PayPal and Square, etc. So do your research. How I researched, Dalton did a lot of research and he narrowed it down for me. But the way that I also researched is I chose three. I chose three platforms because I didn't want to be overwhelmed, because three was enough. And I did a pro and con for each one based on what I was looking for. Technically easy was it? How would it feel for the end user? Because you need to think about, how is your end user in terms of technical proficiency? How are they going to interact with the information? Because if they can't even interact or navigate, then they're not going to complete your course. And that means that that's going to impact your statistics and your ROI. So your return on investment, as in your promise, if you will, as you make to them. So if they come in, they need to be able to come in, invest in your course, and get to the other side. So you need to think about which platform is going to work best for all of you and each of you. All right, so the outcome is, once you have done your research, you have a selected platform and a plan for uploading your content. So most of the platforms, if not all the platforms, offer anywhere from a 7-day trial, free trial, to a 14-day free trial. I highly recommend that. But then remember to set a calendar reminder so that you can cut it off before you get charged, because I have had that happen because I didn't put a calendar reminder to cancel at the end of the trial. But once you set that trial up, you can go in and kind of test drive it and see how it feels for you, and that can help you make your decision. So Jamila says audience community building is a must for sure. Thank you for saying that. So as you're doing this, if you're someone who already has a huge following, then what you can, and I suggest should be doing, is letting your audience know what's coming. Just teasing it. Hey, I have something amazing coming. 30 days, 29 days, 28 days, and just doing a countdown, just teasing some things, or letting them help you build, which we talked about last week. But if you are brand new and you don't have an audience, you don't have a following, I suggest that you start there. And you could still have a course, but it could be maybe a 1-day course that they do, something very small, or a download, or a freebie, or a freemium, something that you give away to get the email list, so that you can start nurturing them in your email list. I hope that makes sense. And thank you, Jamila, for bringing that up. That is so true. All right. So next, step 6. So at this point, you're ready to upload and organize your content. And this should take you, again, about a day, but it depends on how large your course is. And if you didn't see or didn't come live with me last week, again, you can go to my videos on YouTube, or Facebook, or LinkedIn, depending on where you're watching this from. And you can look at where I spoke about the 3 different types of courses. So there are mini courses, MINI, medium-sized courses, and then there are, large courses, and they all have different characteristics. So you can learn that in the other video. But now here you are, you're ready to upload your content, and your task here is to upload the content and organize it according to your outline. So it pays to do this work in advance. But I'm like some of you where I'll just go start typing in stuff. I don't necessarily always plan because I'll get inspiration from the Holy Spirit, or I just hit a creative bug and I just go and I start, and then I organize it later. So it really depends on your personality. Some people just break out into hives thinking about doing that, about not planning first. So it really depends on you. But now you want to set up also any quizzes, assignments, or interactive elements, and that goes back to learning style and back to knowing your audience. Will they take the quizzes? What should the assignments be like? Should the assignments be something that they have to go out and do? Should it be material that they have to interact with? So you need to know, how does your audience like learning, and what is it that they're going to most resonate with, that's going to allow them to get the full benefit of the course and to complete the course. Okay, so let's see. Number 7, step 7, is you want to create promotional material. So that to me can go hand in hand, if you will, as you're creating. And I say time frame day 1, but again, it depends on you and how busy we are. We all have a lot of irons in the fire. So it just depends on what time you have available, but I say about a day. And so the task here is to develop a landing page, email copy, and social media posts. Let's be honest, that may or may not happen in one day. But that said, Teachable, Thinkific, Podia, Kajabi, Udemy, they all have templates and they have landing pages. So the landing pages are already set up in template form. And so you're not building it from scratch unless you're someone who knows programming and you want to program, but you just pick the template and you build it from there. Your email copy is going to be the messaging that you're sending out via email as people are joining your list and that type of thing. And we can talk more about that in a separate post. And your email workflows, and then your social media posts. So those are really 3 large things, I feel. So it's probably going to take you more than a day, unless this is the only thing you're working on and you work in blocks of time. Does anybody work in blocks of time? Do you guys use Kanban Flow? Have you heard of that? I love Kanban Flow. I also use Asana, which is a project management system. But Kanban Flow is kind of like a to-do, like an electronic to-do list type thing. And you can time yourself and track your projects. And it's very, I feel very easy to use. But check it out. I put it in the comments. But I say that or bring that up because when you're thinking about having to develop landing pages, do your email copy, do your social media posts, it does help to work in batches of time. So like an hour at a time, and Kanban ensures that you take breaks because it makes you have to take a break. So if you set your timer for like 30 to 45 minutes, it's going to make you take a break like every 15 minutes or what have you. All right. So the outcome from step 7 is that you're going to have ready to launch promotional materials. And of course, you can always have somebody else do this for you. So what you could do instead of taking the time to create those materials is coming up with a promotional plan and then handing it off to the creative that you've hired to do that work for you. But some of you may be like me, you're everybody. You're the janitor, you're the HR, you're the CEO, you're the salesperson for now, because I believe in God for a team. I'm prophesying destiny helpers to come and do this for me. But I believe there's value also in knowing how to do these things, not saying you have to do them forever, but I strongly believe in, or I was going to say I'm a believer in knowing how to run my business. So I need to know what's happening. So that way, when I do hire someone, I know the process. I'm not ignorant of the process. I'm not ignorant of what is happening. The Bible says to know the state of your flocks. So know what's happening in your business. And I believe that's just part of it. All righty, moving on. So step 8 is a soft launch. So a soft launch is different from a hard launch because a soft launch is where you're teasing it out to a small group, so that you can kind of dip your toes in the water, get your feet wet, let people know what you're doing. And so that small group could be your email list or your social media following, where you have like just a private virtual event or a private in-person event or invitation only. And the purpose is to gather feedback and make adjustments. You don't have to soft launch it, but I love soft launches because it gives you a way to launch your course to a small group of people that like, know, and love you, and get good feedback, honest feedback, but not get raked over the coals if there's something glaring or blatantly obvious that needs to be fixed or refined. So the outcome here is that you get initial feedback on your course and you get a refined course. So another idea that we talked about last week when I went live was having a beta group. So that's something that you can consider also as a beta group, that you either offer a very low cost investment for the purpose of, again, giving you feedback and helping you make refinements, as well as gathering testimonials, or you can give them a complimentary membership or access to your materials so that you can do that same thing, so that you can get their feedback, get testimonials, etc. All right, any questions so far as we're coming up on the end? So step 9 is your official launch, and that can be one day to a week. So I had a coach, someone that I love, and who's a coach and a sister to me, who's Dr. Michelle McCormick. And one of the things that she did when she got her Christian Life Coach certification was she did a, what do you call it? She did a week-long launch. So every day she was doing something leading up to the big shebang, and she had a huge virtual party. It was so cool. And I've seen other people do it, but it was the first time I'd seen someone do it. So I say that to say your launch can be one day, it can be a week, it can be a whole month. You can have something planned every day for that month, which I think will be super fun. So think about what you want that to be. So your task during step 9 is to go live with your course to the general public. That is your zha. That's like popping out, letting everybody know what's going on. And then you want to support that with the promotional materials that you created in step 7. And then you want to engage with your audience through webinars, through Q&As, through live chats, through letting them come behind the scenes. And as I'm speaking or sharing this, what comes up for me is that you can actually do these steps in the format of a week or a month. So let's say you did steps 1 through 4 on 1 week or 4 weeks, and then you do the next month, you do 4 more steps and 4 more steps. So this doesn't have to be overwhelming, and you don't have to feel like you have to rush to market. It pays to take time to complete each step. You'll be glad that you did. All right, so that's the official launch. And then the outcome there is you have a live course with active students. Yay! And you're getting money, you're making money, and now everyone is finding out about you. And so that is exciting. And then step 10 is where you monitor and adjust. So what does that mean? Quality checks and continuous quality improvement. So that is ongoing. You constantly want to be checking your course, checking with your people, checking your clients, checking their pulse, checking on their progress, giving feedback, monitoring any technical issues, and being ready to make quick adjustments to improve their experience. And how you do that is one of the modules that you want to consider adding as you're planning way back under the initial steps is feedback, client feedback. You always want clients to give you feedback, even if it's sometimes it can be hard to hear because you don't know what they're going to say, because you think your baby's pretty and they're like, no, your baby's ugly. I'm just kidding. But they could give you feedback that could challenge you. So you want to, gird yourself and be ready. But we always want to be perfecting what we have going on in the form of our course. So the outcome here is continuous quality improvement, that you're improving your course and that it's meeting the needs of your students. And that's important that we hear their voice, because they're the ones that are going to be our biggest cheerleaders out in the market. They're going to be our evangelists. They're going to be telling everyone how amazing we are and how they need to come and take our course. So be sure to tap in. Be sure to not leave your baby naked. Check on your students, check on your course, and be engaged. All right, so in conclusion, I feel that if you follow these steps, that you can launch a high quality course, that you can do it quickly, that you can do it effectively, and you can ensure that the content that you make reaches your audience when you put their needs first. One thing we did not talk about is pricing, but that is something that I believe that you can do around step number 5. So we can make that step 5B, and that is where you do research to determine how much you might consider charging. Now, I did research as it relates to the industry when I was creating my courses, not so much so that I could match their price, but so that I could know what was going on in the marketplace. But I also polled potential clients and asked them, what would you pay? I polled my followers, what would you pay? And then I just put the prices out there. I picked a start point and then I perfected it as I went on, as I could tell if it was too low because a bunch of people were buying it, or if it was too high and people weren't buying it at all. So you'll find your sweet spot, and it's okay to adjust back and forth. All right. So my call to action to you, this is my gift to you tonight, is again, I have created a checklist. I have given you this checklist in the form of a download. So if you go to my Facebook, I pinned it at the top, or if you go to my LinkedIn, if you're following me there, you'll see today's post, or my YouTube. You can download this free checklist that takes you through steps 1 through 10 to start developing your course and getting it up and running quickly and efficiently, and I will say profitably, okay? Because you can make money as a course creator. You can make great money as a course creator if you're consistent and you build it for the audience that you're speaking to. All right, so any questions for me? Does anybody have any questions, any comments, any thoughts? Thank you so much for everyone that has joined me tonight. Shout out to you guys. And to those of you that will watch this in the replay, but does anybody have any questions? I'm excited about seeing your courses and the impact that you're going to start to make. So while you may or may not be typing up questions, I just want to let you guys know, again, this is my call to action to you, is I would love to work with you. I would love to serve you. And it's time for you to take action. One way or the other, it's time for you to take some action. And so the way that you can do that with us is we have 2 new services that we have recently launched. And that is one that I will audit your course for you. So if you're someone who has written a course, you're a coach, a speaker, an author, or an executive, and you have written a course, but you're not sure if it's ready for market, that is the service I provide. Also, we will ghostwrite your course for you. So if you have a course idea, but you need someone to write it, zhuzh it up, and get it ready for you to load into your course platform, we would love to do that. And then my husband is actually a filmmaker and a digital cinematographer, and we record and do educational videos. So he has done commercial photography, commercial video work for television studios, movie studios, etc. And so that is a service that we continuously provide ongoing. So I share that because you may already have a course, but maybe you don't have your videos recorded. So we will travel to you. Of course, that will be, that's a fee for us to travel, but we would love to come and do that for you. And remember that we already offer 2 amazing services, that we offer done for you course creation, and we offer done with you course creation. So if you're ready to take your next steps are to either let's book a consultation one-on-one, which I can put the link in the comments, or you can just go ahead and get started, and you can go and download, go to breakpointcoaching.teachable.com, and you can start with the done with you service or the done for you service. And we have receipts. And when I say we have receipts, you have clients, you can see the client comments, and you can go to our Google page and see the work we've done. So I'm going to put our post in, our link in there. And if you have questions, again, you can ask. I'm totally happy to help. Let's see, done with you, done for you. So I put the done with you and done for you link, and then I'm going to share the link where you can schedule an appointment for us to just talk and for me to answer questions. But now if you call me, be ready. Be ready in the sense of I'm a cheerleader and I'm also a pusher. So I'm like, hey, be ready to move. Be ready to let's rock this thing out and get these courses done, because people are waiting. People are waiting for you. They're waiting for the information that you have. They're waiting for the gift that you are. So let's talk about it. Let's roll. And I will see you on the other side. So I put the links in the comments. Any questions, any thoughts, anything before we wrap up tonight? Any comments or questions? I'm happy to help. I'll give you just a few minutes, and then I'm going to head out and go cook dinner. Any comments or questions? So let's do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, guys. Well, God bless you. I look forward to seeing you the next time. We have another part to this series coming up, God willing, next Tuesday. evening at 6 p.m. I'm super excited to come and share that with you. Again, I invite you to go check out my YouTube channel. The link is here in the comments. There are tons of videos out there for you if you are a digital course creator or someone who wants to create courses and you don't know where to start. Go check out my videos. I share free advice and free information. And I just want you to know that if I can do it, you can do it. All right. I'll talk to you soon and God bless you. And I look forward to serving you and working with you. And let's build on some courses together. Take care.